Back with another video. Okay, the consistency, right? The consistency. I'm trying. Welcome back to my channel, guys. We're at 100 subscribers, so thank y'all so much for subscribing. Started this year off with 60 subscribers, I think, so like 40 more in the past month has been great. So thank you all so much for watching and subscribing to my videos. I want to stay consistent with you all and post more and share more about my love and hobby of reading books. You're gonna see more of me. And I want to share with you all today my 5-star reads of 2024. I've been seeing these videos go around, and so let's jump right into it. My first 5-star read, this is in no particular order. I think it's actually out of order of like reading date, but the first one that I see on my Goodreads is Yours Truly. Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. And a lot of these I read on Kindle Unlimited, so I don't have the physical form of the book. And then if I do have the physical form, I like loaned it out because I loved it so much, and I'm like, you have to read this. But anyways, Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I love that book. I love Jacob and Brianna and their story, and Abby, my girl, she has a way of like weaving in real life topics with romance and love and beauty, and you're like the pain in the midst of the beauty and the love. It was amazing. It follows Brianna and Jacob, who are doctors, and they write letters to each other, and I don't want to give too much away. Just read the book, okay? It's a part of a standalone but intertwined series, and so I actually read Yours Truly first, and I didn't even know because I just saw it on Kindle Unlimited. I'm like, everybody's talking about Just for the Summer, but I saw Yours Truly on Kindle Unlimited first, so I read that and didn't know that Part of Your World needed to go first. But I will say, if you don't read it in order with Part of Your World, Yours Truly, and then Just for the Summer, you will kind of miss out on a little bit. Because when I read Just for the Summer this year as well, I was a little confused because at the end of the book, it reveals something, and then I didn't read Part of Your World to understand what's going on. But Yours Truly, I know everybody says Just for the Summer is their top 5-star of the series, but honestly, Yours Truly has a special place in my heart. It does. Anyways, let's go on to the next one because I could talk literally all day just about Yours Truly. Okay, my next one that is up on my list is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. And I feel like this book is such like a hot topic or debated of like either you love it or you hate it, and that's what I'm getting from it. But I loved it because it was, you can't even really describe it. It's like following these 3 people who are making video games. They went to like Harvard. They're so intelligent, so smart, and it follows like their life journey over like 20 something years, I think. It has love, it has romance, but it's not a love story, which it says on the back of the book as well. And I love video games. That's how me and my dad like connect, and I grew up playing video games, so I think that was a special connection because I've never read a book that had that aspect in it and was also written like a video game. Like, how can you write like a video game? But that was accomplished by Gabrielle Zevin, and I actually loved her writing so much that I went and bought AJ Fickery, which is somewhere over here. But again, I absolutely loved it. And then one chapter, like towards the end, is written like you're inside of a video game. So that was kind of confusing because I was like, listening to it when it got to that chapter, and it went from like real life into this video game. And so yes, but it was a good book and I think you should read it. The next book on my list I read at the very beginning of 2024, so I can barely remember it, what it's about and like all the details and stuff, but I know it was a 5-star for me because I really enjoyed it. It is called The Still Water Girls by Minka Kent, and I read this again on Kindle Unlimited. About two sisters, ignorant of civilization and cautions against its evils, 19-year-old Ren and her two sisters, Sage and Evie, were raised in an off-the-grid isolation in a primitive cabin in upstate New York. When the youngest grows gravely ill, their mother leaves the child to get them help from a nearby town, and they never return. As months pass, hope vanishes, supplies are low. So these girls are living basically with no civilization in the wilderness. Then a man comes to like find them, and it unpacks like who they are, why people are looking for them, why they've been like isolated for so long. And it was really good. It was suspenseful. Okay, this video is everywhere, but Still Water Girls by Minka Kent, suspenseful, thriller-ish. Okay, the next one, I'm like debating between whether this is a 4-star or 5-star, but I will tell you anyway. The book that I gave a 5-star was The Teacher by Frida McFadden. And I don't know if it's a 5-star right now. Like, I really enjoyed it. Out of all of her books, not more than The Housemaid, but compared to some of the other books I have read by her, it was really good. Like, at the end of the book, the twist is what gave it, you know, that 5-star. And I kept telling my mom, like, throughout the book, like, okay, what's gonna happen? She was like, just wait. And so it's following the teacher and a student. Things start happening, but I think you should read it. It's a pretty good read. I have not read The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. Some people say The Boyfriend is better than The Teacher, but yeah, it follows Addie, and again, I have to remind myself of these characters, and she is kind of like an outcast in the school, but this teacher like helps her with her writing and things like that. And then Eve is the wife of the teacher, and they're both teachers, and it follows them as well. Like, it's a suspense, it's a thriller, and it has a twist. It has a twist at the end that I think you should get into and read. So 4-star, 5-star ish, don't know. I do like a ranking system, like set out a ranking system of how I categorize my 5-star reads. I read this one towards the end. I read this one in November, and 5 stars to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. And I will stick to 5 stars for that because I haven't read the second one because I thought I was going to pick it in my December TBR, but I didn't. I read it in November of 2024, and it was so good to me. Like, it was very YA-ish, which it is a YA book, and a little childish at times, and I wanted a little more like, you know, adult thriller, but it was good. And then I watched the series on Netflix as well, and it actually like lived up to it, in my opinion. It's basically about Pip, I think, or Poppy. Pip. Yes, she is doing her senior project about a murder in town and trying to figure out, like, you know, did this guy actually do it, and who actually did it actually surprised me. So that's why I gave it 5 stars. Like, it was a quick read. I think I read it in like, what does it say on here? In like 5 days. And that is not normal for me at all. The next one was Before I Let Go by my girl, Kennedy Ryan. I love her so much. This is my first book by Kennedy Ryan, and I'm gonna keep coming back for more. Like, I have to. And I bought the physical book of this, and then I found out it was on Kindle Unlimited, and then I returned it. And guess what book I got instead? Beach Read. Yeah. To my Kennedy Ryan fans, y'all gonna be very upset with me. But Emily and Harry fans, y'all gonna be happy. But yeah, right, where is Beach Read? Here. But this is not about Beach Read, because Beach Read was not a 5-star read for me. Like, literally, it's right above this one, and I rated it 3 stars. And I can't believe I returned that book for Beach Read. Why? And now I wish I had it, because I want to collect all 3. The new one is coming out 2025, so I'm really excited for it. I have not read the second one, but I'm going to read the second one before, what's the second one? Can't Get Enough, I think. So I'm going to read that one before the third one comes out. But Before I Let Go, I'm sure many of you have read it. It follows Josiah and Yasmin. It is like a second chance romance. It talks about mental health, going to therapy. It has some triggers. So if you want to read the triggers, I would do that before getting into the book. They own a restaurant, following their life and their kids. And again, I don't want to give too much away, but it's a beautiful Black love story and about real life. Again, I think Kennedy Ryan and Abby Jimenez like have my heart when it comes to books that display real life, but also like hope and love and all the oogly googly feelings that you get when you read a romance, but also real life, where it's not like cliche or so out of the park, you know what I mean? So 5 stars. 5 stars. The next one. This next one I did not expect to read, but I joined a book club recently called Literature and Libations. It's such a cute name. They started reading this book, Allegedly, by Tiffany D. Jackson. And if you know anything about my girl, Tiffany D. Jackson, she knows how to write a book. And she knows how to write a thriller, and she knows how to write suspense, and you know, all the things that keep you coming back, keep you on the edge of your seat. And this is my first ever read of Tiffany D. Jackson. She has a book, Monday's Not Coming. I think a lot of people really like that one. She has several more books that I want to read and have on my TBR for 2025. But this book, oh my gosh, lots of triggers in this book as well. So please look up the trigger warnings. About a girl who is basically in the foster care system. Her mom is not claiming her anymore. There's been a crime that has been committed with a young baby involved. And everybody is like ostracized this girl and, you know, saying, what has she done? Did she really do this? And it's called Allegedly. So the entire time you're like, she didn't do nothing. Allegedly she did this, or allegedly the mom did this, or the boyfriend did this. So the whole time you're guessing, you know, like, what is this crime and what happened? And it was so good. And like, at the end, your jaw would be on the floor. And you're like, what? And I read, like, we were talking about it in the book club, like, all of the things that were revealed. And I had to read, like, the last chapter, like, over and over and over again. Like, did I just read this? Did I get this? So, let me read the synopsis for you all, because you need to read it. Even in the description. It says so much, but like so little at the same time. So Mary B. Addison unalived a baby, allegedly. She didn't say much in that first interview with detectives, and the media filled in only blanks that mattered. A white baby had died while under the care of a church-going black woman and her 9-year-old daughter. The public convinced Mary and the jury made it official. But did she do it? She wouldn't say. Mary survived 6 years in baby jail before being dumped in a group home. The house isn't really home. No place where you fear for your life can be considered a home. A lot is going on. But that is a book that you definitely need to read. And none of these books I have in physical form, because I bought this book, but I loaned it out to my mom, and I was like, you got to read this book, because she loves thrillers as well and loves black authors. So I was like, you got to read this. Oh my gosh. I am back. Y'all, I do not know how I forgot about this book. It didn't show up on my Goodreads. So I'm like, is it not counting all my books that I read and rated 5 stars? Because this book was definitely a 5-star for me. And I actually have the physical form, and it's on my shelf. When I looked back and ended the video, The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, The Nightingale. This was my most recent 5-star. I think this is like the last 5-star I read of 2024. Yes. And it's a thick one. She's a thick one. But this book follows 2 sisters during World War II in German Nazi occupied France. Is that how you say it? German occupied France. Yes, but follows 2 sisters and the relationship between them and how they're like total opposites, but the love, the depth that it goes through, it's just so good and sad. You will cry. Yes, like one sister is kind of like by the book, you just gotta do what people say, don't question. And the other one is like a rebel. I'm gonna do what I want. We can't stand for this stuff. And again, without giving too much away, I'm trying to just give you little snippets of what it's about. It talks about the durability of women. They're separated by years of experience, by ideals, passions, and circumstance, each embarking on their own dangerous path towards survival. So yes, I don't know how I forgot about this book, because I literally just turned around and was like, Kristen Hanna, The Nightingale. And I definitely want to read more Kristen Hanna this year as well, along with Kennedy Ryan, along with Tiffany D. Jackson. So if you watch this video and you're like, I got some recs for her and I think she'll like these books, please leave them down below so I can add to my TBR. I'm creating like my Notion books that I want to read, like my reading list. And so I don't have that many books on there right now. And I also want to make a video about that as well, telling you my most anticipated reads for this year of 2025. So thank you. Mwah.